sometimes people wake up and they are not who they were. Okay, sometimes people have an agreement that I'm gonna go ahead and clock out, let somebody else come through, and so things change. Sometimes people go through a dark night of the soul and wake up to their calling at the end of that, right? Because sometimes the dark night of the soul just allows for you to shed all of the lies and confusion and remove the scales from your eyes. It's neither here nor there because I'm about to go somewhere else, right? So let's stick to the plan here. This is keeping open mind, and it says your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, which is also with you keeping an open mind because people may be going through, like, that's like dealing with people. People may be going through more than what it is that you could even be aware of, and you may be judging them based on um your studies. You may be judging them based on a media. You may be judging them based on what you heard that people like them do. Like, you really want to step out of that shit. But also, how are you judging yourself? Keep an open mind when it comes to how you communicate with yourself. What are your habits? Keep an open mind. There's always room for change. I'm huge on change. I told y'all I love the number 5, and it's mostly because it's indicative of pivots, right? I don't have a problem with pivoting. That pivoting has a lot to do with being solution oriented, and I'm pretty sure many of you are solution oriented. If you're not, you're working on it, I would hope, because what it boils down to, how we handle things, and how do we respond to certain things, right? How do we interact with things? How do we um, adhere to the things that are constantly going through our head, and how do we, reorganize those and know what we should be focused on and what we shouldn't be focused on, what we should give our energy and emotions to, what we shouldn't. So this will change the way that your light body, and it will expand your light body as well as get you back into the connection with your star player, which is so important. Thank you. Thank you. So increase your brain capacity. Yeah. Do exercises, mental exercises. You can go out and talk to 5 strangers. I remember we did I remember, what grade was it? Think about the 7th, 6th or 7th. I don't remember, child. But we had clipboards and we went around and did an exercise to see how people responded to yawning. How many people didn't yawn and how many people did, because the teacher said, she gave us a psychological thing about yawning, right? Yawning. God damn, that was a good one. Actually came through, okay? Speaking, and there it is, child. So we had to do that, right? And we had to walk around and just start a conversation with someone, and then all of a sudden act like we were yawning, which, you know, wasn't easy to do for people like me. I was shy, y'all. But people would respond in kind. I was amazed by it. I was like, this shit worked. God damn. That kind of stuff is fun in school when it comes to learning. See, it should have been more shit like that, and I probably would have went ahead and stayed in school. Cause that shit be boring. That other stuff was boring. Okay. So when the notice the inner disharmony, right? Now there are a number of things, I am sure of it, that have to do with when you are when you are off balance. You can either look at them as the chakras, the mundane chakras, because there's a lot of damn chakras, but we're talking about the ones that we are meant to master as we, climb up the tree of life. So the thing about the masculine and feminine that are not in love, when the masculine and feminine is not in love, it reflects. You'll see it in your actions, in your words. You'll see it in your reality. You'll see it. You'll notice the shifts of your masculine and feminine not being in alignment. Lips drying up. Deodorant ain't, bitch. Whatever. Okay. So the relationship within has a lot to do with a marriage, the marriage of the divine feminine and masculine within. They need to be in love and working well together. That's how I look at it, but you can look at it however you want to. So when the masculine isn't feeling quite like itself within you, how it comes out is when the masculine is dominating the person. They overwork, They become stressed out. This shows up in blood pressure, high blood pressure. When the feminine is off balance, she shows up in low blood pressure. When the masculine is off balance, he shows up in the body more. The feminine shows up in the body as well, but she shows up in a way that she begins to gain weight. The masculine, when the masculine is overdoing something, right? Because the feminine is more connected to the emotional eating. The masculine is connected to the workaholic, the person that wants to argue all the goddamn time, think they right. The person who is angry when things don't work out for them, frustrated when people don't understand them. They're emotionally aggressive, right? When the feminine is off, she's emotionally submissive to her own detriment. When the masculine is off, he tends to get in his own way. So that means many of you, it may be showing up for you in that way, that you are getting in your own way, in the way that you express that you are upset, frustrated, stressed out, or what have you. It shows up like that. The imbalanced masculine can also show up with poor self-esteem, and there's a falsity about the way that it shows up, like, oh, that's where you see uh so that's where you see people who, y'all be in the comments on some of those documentaries that have to do with No One Knew, right? Where you see someone who is influential, right? Someone who is influential, and they come off as, oh, they are just so bubbly, and their self-esteem is so this, that, and the other, and something happens in the complete opposite of who they were in your face, right? That's how the masculine shows up, because you have a lot of imbalanced feminine energies that will show up in that way too, right? There's a disconnect. Anytime you disconnect from source, you will begin